All right, LD, it's time for the Unfiltered Refresh, sponsored by Coors Light. Choose chill. Get Coors Light delivered. Go to CoorsLight.com/USLNT.
Yeah, Tim, a team we did not get to during all the commotion the last few weeks, who definitely chose chill, not only this season, but the past 3 seasons. Wrexham with their 3rd consecutive promotion. So they went from League 2 now to the Championship next year. My first real question is, can they do it again? Can they now jump from the Championship to the Premier League, which we know is the hardest jump?
Yeah, it's the hardest jump. By the way, hats off to Wrexham.
Agreed.
Big clap.
Agreed.
They say the hardest jump in all of the promotions is Championship to Premier League. Why? Because there is just more money in that league, right? There's more money in the Championship than any other league, and you're likely. Well, we've seen this, right? You're likely to, even if you can't pay for players, the Premier League is happy to give to loan you their up and coming stars, right? So we saw that with Burnley a couple of years ago. They won the Championship based on the fact, or they got out of the Championship based on the fact that they had a ton of loan players, right? So you start to see that you can actually balance out spending with some loan signings. That being said, Wrexham are doing the impossible. I mean, 3 consecutive promotions. Look, money makes the world go round when it comes to football or sports, and they are pumping a ton of money into that team. They're just better. If they continue to do that and they have that financial plan, sure. I mean, I think they could possibly do that. And it's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it. Like with the show and the celebrity owners and by the way, this could have easily gone the other way, LD. This could have easily gone really bad. They could have spent a ton of money on the wrong players and not got this success. So hats off to them. Yeah, and I think I want to say we saw this with like Huddersfield and maybe like Hoffenheim did it a few years ago, where they kind of come from nowhere, spend all the money, and they get to the top league. So look, I hope, because the Premier League is filled with all sorts of crazy stories, I hope they are able to do it, because can you imagine?
The thing is, if you watch the show, you think it's some miracle, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a miracle. It's an amazing story, but they also have spent at the top of every one of the leagues they've been in.
Sure.
Now, the question is, can they do it in the Championship? My first thought was no, but I did see a report last week that they were I don't know who the player was. They were willing to offer a player £50,000 a week to play in the Championship.
Right.
So the thing is they clearly have the money to do it. Are they going to take the risk? Because now it's a big risk. It's not, losing $6 million or pounds like they did last year. Now you could lose 30 or 40 and not get promoted. So it's going to be interesting to watch, but most of all, cheers to them. They've been phenomenal. They deserve it, and it's going to be really fun to watch going forward. So Wrexham, you chose chill. I've got my Coors on ice, Timmy.
I can hear the
How
ice.
about a cheers? How about a cheers to Wrexham?
Cheers to Wrexham.
Cheers, guys.